The water cycle, also known as the hydrological cycle, is a continuous process by which water moves through various stages and forms across the Earth's atmosphere, land, and oceans. This cycle is fundamental to life on Earth, as it regulates weather patterns, replenishes freshwater resources, and sustains ecosystems. The cycle begins with the process of evaporation, where water from oceans, rivers, lakes, and other bodies of water is heated by the sun. This heat energy causes water to change from a liquid state into water vapor, a gaseous state, which then rises into the atmosphere. Not only does water evaporate from surface water sources, but also from soil, plants, and animals through processes called transpiration and respiration, respectively. Transpiration is the process where plants absorb water through their roots and release it into the atmosphere through small pores on their leaves. Respiration, on the other hand, refers to the release of water vapor by animals during breathing. As the water vapor ascends into the cooler upper regions of the atmosphere, it begins to cool and condense, forming tiny droplets around particles like dust, salt, and smoke. This process is called condensation, and it leads to the formation of clouds. Clouds are essentially large collections of these tiny water droplets or ice crystals, depending on the temperature. The clouds move across the sky, driven by atmospheric winds, and when they gather enough moisture, they become heavy and eventually release this moisture back to the Earth's surface in the form of precipitation. Precipitation can occur in various forms, such as rain, snow, sleet, or hail, depending on the temperature and atmospheric conditions. When it rains, water returns to the surface, replenishing rivers, lakes, and oceans, while snow and ice can accumulate in colder regions, such as mountains and polar areas. Over time, this snow and ice may melt, contributing to rivers and streams, or it may remain frozen, becoming part of glaciers or polar ice caps for many years. Once the water reaches the ground, it follows different paths. Some of it seeps into the soil, replenishing groundwater supplies through a process called infiltration. This groundwater is stored in aquifers, which are layers of rock and sediment that can hold water for long periods of time. Groundwater is a critical source of fresh water for many communities, especially in arid regions where surface water is scarce. Some of the water also flows over the surface as runoff, making its way into rivers, lakes, and oceans. This surface runoff is essential for maintaining the flow of rivers and streams, especially during dry periods. Another important aspect of the water cycle is sublimation, where ice and snow directly change into water vapor without first melting into liquid water. This process is particularly common in cold climates, where the sun's energy causes snow and ice to evaporate directly into the atmosphere. In coastal regions, the process of deposition, where water vapor turns into ice without becoming liquid, also plays a role in the water cycle. This is most visible in the formation of frost and snowflakes in cold weather. The water cycle is a closed system, meaning that the total amount of water on Earth remains relatively constant over time. However, the distribution of water across the planet can vary significantly depending on geographical, climatic, and environmental factors. This cycle is influenced by various natural forces, including temperature, wind patterns, and topography, all of which contribute to the movement and transformation of water. Human activities, such as deforestation, urbanization, and climate change, have begun to impact the water cycle in significant ways. For instance, deforestation reduces the amount of transpiration from plants, altering local precipitation patterns. Urbanization increases surface runoff, as concrete and asphalt prevent water from infiltrating the soil, leading to more frequent flooding and reduced groundwater recharge. Climate change is intensifying the water cycle, leading to more extreme weather events, such as heavier rainfall, longer droughts, and more intense storms. Despite these challenges, the water cycle continues to play a vital role in maintaining life on Earth. It ensures that water, an essential resource, is continually recycled and made available to all living organisms, sustaining ecosystems and supporting human societies around the world.